G'day, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor. It's 11 o'clock, so it's time to talk crypto. Just going to post up on Statement as usual to get the convo started. I took a quick look at Nexus for one of our new members. A-Dog, welcome. Hey man, guess what? A-Dog, this is for you. I wrote the A-Dog 00 rap. It's good. It's very good. Should be fun. Anyway, I'm going to just post this up on Steamer. Yeah, but man, I got that rap coming for you. I've written the lyrics. I got the beat. Just got to record it and do the video, and we'll have our A-Dog 00 rap ready to go. Better than the Fresh Prince of Crypto. That's how good it is. I wrote it this morning. Anyway, I'm just going to post up on Steamer and get the crypto fans over for the discussion. Videos. Welcome to those just getting in. Only just started, just posting up on Steamer. Be in the chat in a second with you. Yep, I love when I do that. Forget to turn the sound off and hear myself talking. Alrighty, just about done. Quick post. And we're away. So it's been an interesting 24 hours again in the crypto economy. Always is. Party time, Crypto K. Didn't you just say you were having a beer with your wife in the backyard? Watch it later. We're going to talk a bit about Nexus today. Is the one coin I did have a look at overnight. And as usual, we'll start by going through the market and seeing what's happening while everyone gets in. Cheeky, mate. She'll get angry. Crypto Miner, just jumping in to say hello from Belgium. It's 3 AM here, going to bed. Don't blame you, brother. She's reading. Oh, fair enough. You can watch a bit of crypto chat then. Yeah, so it's been an interesting 24 hours in the economy. I'm just going to get up our good old friend coinmarketcap.com and we'll run through the market quickly before we get started. As I said, I did have a look at Nexus overnight, NXS. Interesting coin, really interesting. Quite like it. I have one issue with it, and I'll share that with you later. And it's not a big issue, still a good coin. Thanks, bro. Yeah, this is my beanie, my PIVX beanie. My competition got cancelled today. I was gutted. I rocked up down there at like 6:30 in the morning, and they said, it's cancelled. I went, oh, really? Surf's pretty good, actually, so I'll probably go out after this. Crypto K said, I wore my LT shirt to Lowe's tonight. That's awesome. Alright, just having a look at the market now. Okay, we're at 146.89 billion and BTC dominance is at 47.5%. The trade volumes have dropped significantly. We're down to 3.48 billion in trade volume over the last 24 hours. It's certainly an indication that it is the weekend. Perhaps less people trading. That would be on a Monday to Friday. So perhaps that's why the volume's down. And for a lot of the market, the prices have gone with it. There are a few exceptions. Yeah, catch you later, Crypto K. Thanks for dropping in. Go and take care of the missus, mate. So, yeah, Bitcoin's doing okay. It's at 4,214 with 0.5% gain in the last 24 hours. I'm just going to get it onto the viewer so I can see the most recent changes. Yeah, down 0.25% in the last hour, and actually it's still down 8% in the last 7 days, so reasonable buying. I had a look at the charts and came up with two really quick support points of 42.50 and 39.50, so please make your own decisions. But Zhao was not far from that mark as well, so he had a look at it as well. One of our regulars. He won't be in today as well, he's got mates, so it might be a smaller and quicker crypto chat today. We'll see how we go, see how many get in the discussion. Ethereum is sitting at $292.90. Good buying for mine. It's under the $300 mark. Plenty of good ICOs coming up. Just because China can't invest doesn't mean the rest of us, or potentially can't invest doesn't mean the rest of us can't. So I like Ethereum for investing in those ICOs that are coming out. Bitcoin Cash has continued on the downslide. 8.9 billion market cap, 539.81 per coin. I did suggest probably sell it off at $616 a coin, I think it was, from memory. So that would have been good advice to anyone who followed it. Rich TV Live, have you heard of MCAP? Haven't had a look at it yet. I have heard of it, certainly seen it on the charts. Thanks for the question. I can certainly put that up on the board. The board is getting crowded for things to look at, and I don't know where my pens are. So I'm just going to have to go memory on that one, but we will take a look at MCAP. That's not a problem. A new coin that invests into ICOs, great. You really like it? Cool, cool. Thank you for the information there, Rich TV Live. We'll certainly have a look at that in the future. We do have Navcoin to get through next, so that's going to be a couple down the one that you've just suggested. But thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll take a look at it as a group and get back to you with our opinions on that. I will be doing Nexus later in this chat. I had a look at that overnight. So many coins, hard to keep track of all of them. Ripple down, yes, good, go away. Stop helping the banks. I'm sorry, Ripple's good tech. They're smart, they're working with the banks, it'll probably do very well. For the Ripple fans out there, I mean, no disrespect. I'm just not a fan of, that's not where I want my investment budget to be, that's all. Litecoin, sitting at a pretty good price at $65.43. It is good tech. We're down 1.38% in the last 24 hours and 0.8% of that being in the last hour alone. So a bit of a move down there on Litecoin. I said it's pretty good buying at that price. I started calling it back at 40 and 45 and just said, look, until it gets above 50, I'm going to say it's too cheap. And even then, I'll still say it's too cheap. I'm still saying it's too cheap at $65. It's good tech. I've heard they're coming online with, I want to say Amazon. I think it was Amazon. They're going to be coming online with, so you'll be able to spend your LTC on Amazon. And I know that Amazon themselves have recently expanded into Australia, or got the infrastructure in place to expand into Australia. So that's interesting to me. If Amazon are expanding, Litecoin is going to be an acceptable currency on Amazon. Makes sense that the value of that currency would increase, as it would be more used and more demanded. That's my opinion. Please make your own decisions, as always. Seen a pretty big retracement on Dash from its highs. It was up around 400 a coin, sitting at 320. It's a lot. You got to get a masternode. You got to get 1,000 of them. It's a lot of money to spend to get the residual. I like Dash. Don't get me wrong. Awesome tech. You guys know PIVX is a fork of Dash, so I'm not going to Dash bash. That wouldn't make too much sense, but just the affordability of it is an issue, and without lower levels of staking, it's hard for the little guy to get involved. But well done to the people who have been involved and the community at Dash, because you've built a good community behind a solid coin. $2.4 billion in market cap. Well done. NEM's come back a little bit in the last 24 hours, up 1.29. It's sort of one of the few figures in a bit of a sea of red today. IOTA's one that we looked at yesterday at 52, and I said, I'm getting in, I'm doing it, I'm buying today. Guess what? I got too busy and I didn't do it, and now it's sitting at 56. I always do this. Anyway, it is what it is. It's sitting at 56. It did have that hacking issue. I believe it's been resolved. So, as I said, you know, when these problems arise and they're solved, and it potentially prevents future incidents occurring because it's now been discovered as an issue, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. So, yeah, still like IOTA, good tech. Really interesting. I think it's called Tangle technology or something like that, but basically it's a verifying transactions process. So essentially the more people using the system, the quicker it's going to get. That's interesting. Let's have a look. What else we got? Neo's retracing a little, a fair bit actually, 7.24%. That's been the big loser up in the blue chips, obviously with the news coming out of China. Down 30%, and QTUM is another one that's lost quite heavily out with the news out of China, down 17.57% in the last 24 hours. They are the sort of retracements you look for if you like a coin long term and you're looking to get in. I mean, that's nice. So if you like either of those projects, look, we did call it at $10.90 on QTUM, and it's certainly run up since then, so just be a bit careful with that. But it is kicking back nicely, up 1% in the last day, and it's trickling up. So I don't mind QTUM, even though it's a lot higher than when we first called it. Yeah, interesting stuff. Lisk is still fairly solid. This one we've been keeping an eye on. What else have we been keeping an eye on? Steam's bouncing around a bit. It's up 4%, but it did dip down from that sort of $1.50 mark I think we saw it at. Still, I think we originally started calling this at $1.30 less. I said it was a $260 million or $280 million company, and it should be more. And now it's at $3.40. So I know that our coin price has gone up as well. We're up 4% in the last 24 hours on Steam. What else have we got here? 10X. It's sort of hovered. I think it's actually down. I think I said 286. It might have been 268. Sometimes I do that. Get a little dyslexic with the numbers. But either way, good buying long term. So many people are interested in the 10X platform and the 10X credit card. So for me, I really like 10X. I think it's good. Hey, one I wanted to talk about was ARK. I can't remember who it was, but one of our investment group said, hey, ARK's been pretty strong through the correction. Maybe we should look at that. And I can't remember who it was who said that, but well done. I haven't actually had a look at the tech behind it yet, but 18% in the last 7 days is one of the few green figures. So well done to whoever said that in the investment group and bought that one up. I can't remember who it was. Cannot remember. Hey, Factum's getting into buying territory for me again. $24.83. That's buy time for me. Anywhere under that $25 mark. Especially when you get, like we see it trace as far as 22 in the big dips. I reckon that's buy time. That's my personal opinion. But it's really good tech. And it's designed for business transparency, as we've talked about before. So that might be buy time today. Factum tends to bounce around a little bit. It is down 10% or 11.38% in the last 24 hours. So again, nice double figure. Sorry, that's in the last 7 days. It's down 4.5% in the last 24 hours. So again, a nice double figure retracement over 7 days. So if you are a fan of Factum, you believe that they will provide a value addition in increasing business transparency, might be time to get in on that one. It can certainly retrace further, so please make your own decisions. PIVX at $3.68, good recovery. We dropped as low as $3.30 during the correction, but we are up 3.2% over the last 24 hours. And with our run up overall, we are still up 6% in the last 7 days. And that's, with the fluctuations, if you just put a straight line through it, we've got a nice steady growth pattern going at PIVX. So we're quite happy about that. With some exciting stuff coming through the channels as well. Teams are building bigger all the time. We hit the 8,000 member mark on Slack. 9,000 will be right around the corner. I can feel it. So, yeah, good times at PIVX. We're all pretty happy over there. Let's have a look at Nexus. I think it was Blake. He was a new guy yesterday. And Blake, you'll have to watch the video because I don't know if you... Hey, Pete. Yeah, mate, we're going to have a look at Nexus today, bro. I had a look at it. Looks pretty cool. I got one issue with it and one issue alone. The rest of it looks pretty good. So let me just take you through what I do like about Nexus first, and then we'll go into what I don't necessarily like about it. Yeah, I like it, man, Pete. Yeah, Pete. Yeah, what's up, man? And yes, I do like it as well. I just have one issue, which I'll get onto later, and it's probably not like a massive, major issue. It's just the way I look at things. So, well, one of my first issues is when you get onto the website, it says, I'm better with code than with words. If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try and convince you. Sorry. Well, you're not going to get investors like me because we don't know shit about computers. So you better take time to teach us. Because, mate, I got to tell you, that's I don't mind arrogance in the right place. I don't think the top of your web page is the place to display that arrogance. Anyway, getting on. Team looks pretty good. Had a look at the team. What was I looking at that I really enjoyed? I'm just trying to find it here. Oh, the fact is it's a proof of stake and a proof of work coin, so you can mine it and you can stake it. I quite like that idea of having the hybrid system, so that was pretty cool. They are very, very heavily based on focused, I should say, not based, focused on security. That's a major, I guess a major value proposition of theirs. They use heavy encryption. I think it was like, I don't really understand computer talk, but it was like 1028-bit or something like that. Sorry if I'm wrong on that. I'll grab the exact figures here. Hang on a second. Hybrids are cool. Mine and stake your mining rewards double win. Yeah, that's what I reckon, Pete. I just have one problem though. This is not really a, like it is a proof of stake coin, but it's not an affordable proof of stake coin for everyone, because I was reading up on it, and while essentially you can actually, like, they've got a pretty cool algorithm to try and take a different take on the rewards process through staking, I guess, but one thing it clearly stated is that you're not likely to get a reward if you're staking less than 1,000 coins. They state that straight up in the information I was reading this morning, and that's the one thing I don't like about it. That's a big investment for most people. I'll check the current price, but it was about $3 a coin from memory. Yeah, $3.08 per coin. So that's a big investment. That's a $3,080 investment. Yeah, what Pete said, well, lots of mining then. Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna have to mine a lot to get to that, or invest a fair bit, because that's $3,000 US. And for most people, that's not affordable as a, you know, for one coin. You're trying to diversify your investments. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. And honestly, a lot of people getting into this space don't even have $3,000 to stack in the first place. So that's my only issue. That and the arrogance at the top of the page. That's my only issue with Nexus. Other than that, it looks really promising. Like, they're working with aerospace companies to have low-level satellites in play to help secure the network. They're talking about, there was a lot of good things to like about Nexus, to be honest, apart from that one issue for mine. But $3 a coin, $161 million valuation on the company. The circulating supply was around the 53 million mark, I think. Oh, there it is, 52,299,506. Now, I couldn't find exact inflationary rates. That was one of my issues. And the other thing is the white paper seems to be being collaborated on, and that's fine, but it's difficult to read for someone like me who's used to seeing it nicely set out. So I did have trouble finding some of the key information I was looking for in terms of the economics of the coin, what the exact inflation rate is. So that was something I'm sure I can find out, but it wasn't easily manageable, and I only had half an hour to give to this morning before coming on, so I haven't researched it thoroughly. If you go to Nexus Earth, let me just check whether it's a .com. Yeah, so if you go to nexusearth.com and you go to their homepage, there's actually a couple of videos on there. One goes for over an hour, and I will watch that before I decide whether I want to invest or not. But for me, really, I only see the point in investing, if I'm going to mine it. Like, I might invest in what's required to mine Nexus coin, because it does sound like a really promising project. I'll have to do some research on the rates of return and speak to guys who are much more knowledgeable about that, like Joe and guys like that in our investment group. But yeah, it's certainly a possibility for me. I like their little intro video. It's about 3 minutes long. So if you go onto nexusearth.com, you'll see what I mean when you click on Nexus white paper. It's all over the place. There's no just one, not that I could find, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not just one nice, neat package of a white paper. And they kind of call it the first white paper in the white paper series, which makes me think it's a open source collaborative effort to actually build the white paper itself and certain targets and development roadmaps for Nexus itself. I'm still looking into it, but I couldn't find a roadmap on here and things like that. So let me just have a look at some of the things I did find on here. They've got an Oracle wallet as well, 2.5.0 I want to say they're up to. Yeah, I mean, they're still clearly in development, so that's good. They've got an objective to obviously be used as a currency, but it's more than just that with Nexus. I haven't looked into it yet, CryptoK. I'm going to get mining. I'm going to speak to Joe, you know, long-haired Joe that was here for the big stream. He's probably the best person to speak to about this. I was meant to call him before the stream, but time just gets away from you in this economy, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him about whether it's worth. Oh, so would I, because I like the project, but I don't like the idea of forking out $3,000 US when I'm already heavily invested elsewhere to gain any benefit from staking. And the staking rewards actually look really good when you get to that 1,000 coin mark. What's that on CryptoK? CryptoK's just said a friend of a friend makes 1,000K a quarter. You got to be careful with those Chinese whispers as well. 10 grand can quickly become 100 grand through Chinese whispers. Extra zero gets added. Yeah, well, I'm actually looking at doing something similar, Crypto K. I've got a backyard as well. That was one of the things that appealed to me about buying this place. And because the house is full of people at the moment, I feel like I could use just, like I like hanging out with them, but maybe just a little space. So I'm looking at building a granny flat out the back. And it's a 2-bedroom granny flat, and I was going to turn one of the bedrooms into a mining room, basically. And just have rigs going everywhere. Bitcoin, possibly Nexus. We're looking at USB, Litecoin. Have you heard about USB Litecoin mining? Joe put me onto that. We're going to have a look into that. Very cheap and efficient way of mining Litecoin, apparently. So I'm thinking of a new invention, mattress rig. Yeah, there's not enough room in the house, right? But yeah, for me, like I priced up a granny flat, and it's not that bad. It's pretty affordable. And with the extra rental income I can get from moving out of my room up here and running a mining rig, and we're going to get it all decked out with solar panels, so it's all, you know, paying for itself in terms of electricity. And hopefully we're leaving less of a footprint on the environment. I really like the idea of the project. There's actually a couple of us who are going to be investing in it. Yeah, man, I'm really keen to mine VTC. I think VTC is a very good project. I really do. I think the features on the coin are excellent, outstanding. I think I think it should be worth as much as Litecoin. Let me rephrase that. I think the tech is as good, if not better, than Litecoin. Their stage of development and their stage of achieving mass adoption, they're behind. Because LTC are looking at Amazon already. So, still off men out. Yeah, I didn't really understand what that comment meant. Yeah, so I like Vertcoin. I don't know what Vertcoin's been doing. Let's have a look at Vertcoin. We didn't get that far down until we talked about Nexus. I think it was Blake who asked for Nexus, mate. I'll get onto Navcoin as well because a lot of people have been talking about that. At least I got one done within 24 hours. I promised them both within 48. So I'll see if I can get Navcoin done for tomorrow and keep that promise to you. Let's have a look at some of the other coins that I have been following. Just because they are my investments, please make your own decisions and see how they've done in the last 24 hours or so. Charlie Lee has been helping LTC, obviously. Yeah. Charlie Lee's is LTC. Make my own coin. Pete, I'm one step ahead of you, mate. Already got one. And that's not even a word of a lie. I don't know if I'll ever release it, but see what happens. Had that for months, mate. Catch up, Pete. Come on. Too busy riding ponies, mate. And losing football matches. Just stirring you up, buddy. Salt Life coin. Well, I tell you what, Chad, yeah, you can get in pre-ICO if we launch, Pete. No worries, man. We'll be looking for that VC for sure. Chad, I got a tip on Slack group yesterday from Chad. He tipped me like 2 PIVX for having the wildest hair on YouTube. I don't have any idea what he's talking about. So, Chad, no idea what you're talking about. But it was good chatting to you yesterday. Hope I get... I dropped my number on him, so hopefully we'll get that chat in soon. And I'll ask him about ADX when I do get a chance to chat to him because he is like a marketing expert. So obviously getting his opinion on ADX will be good. Anyway, let's get to have a look at the coins we are. Oh, don't joke with me like that. Well, you can do it if you like, Pete. If you're selling cheap, I'll buy it off you, mate. Pete's just told me he's pulling everything out of PIVX. We'll see about that, champ. When you see what we've got planned. Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. We've got some really cool stuff planned, but I'm not threatening Pete. We're mates. We joke with each other all the time. So, okay. So I'm just going to have a look at PIVX because that... yeah, see, I sold out 5 coins at 87998 on the highs, and it's staying up around that level. I actually put it back on the buys at 83001. Yeah, got a few things coming. Oh, we're always working on things at PIVX, man. The community's growing all the time. Everyone's got ideas. Everyone wants to work on stuff. Everyone wants to collaborate and get some things going. I happen to to be involved with a few of the ideas that have been around for a couple of months. And I got to tell you, if one of them goes through, I think it'll be huge for us. But I don't know. I've still got to talk to the team. That's my opinion. And I don't run PIVX. I'm on the team there, so I have a say, of course. But everyone makes the decision, not just me. So, yeah, we'll see how they receive it. I've already dropped the idea on them. We are having a phone call about it, so fingers crossed, because I really like it. Anyway, getting back to the PIVX, as you guys know, I muck around trading 5 and 10 PIVX at a time. I don't do big trades on PIVX. I'm too scared of losing it when I sell. So I did sell though. I sold 5 coins at 87998 as I made public on our Discord investment group yesterday. I always put up my buys and sells for PIVX to tell you what I'm doing. So I sold. As if I change it, I tend to let you know as quickly as I can. And that sold at 87998. It did top out a bit above that at 88100, but I nailed it pretty much. Now it did dip back down all the way below 85,000 Satoshi, and I did think about just grabbing it a little early, but no, I went for that support at the 83,000. I put 83,000 as my next support. And that's my highest buy level at the moment. So you don't need to go, we can still take retracements. The market's still a bit unsteady after the China decision, so don't be rushing in there to grab off highs. That's not what we want to see. But I'd like, I like 883. I put 83001. Always put that 1 point more and a couple of points less when I'm taking my profit. So, yeah, I put 83001. Got my buy order stacked there set back there for 6 coins after selling at 5 coins so it's accumulation, right? Small amounts. I'm just playing. It's nothing big. I'm long-term investor. So just to let you know, that's where I'm at. So we're sitting at $3.72. As I said yesterday to that person who sold it to me at $3.30, $3.35, $3.40, around that mark. Thank you. Sorry to be cheeky. Too cheap. Anywhere under $3.50 from now on, I'm ready to call good buying on PIVX. I was trying to work out the ranges, and I really think if it goes under $3.50, you're looking at good buying. How quickly that changed from under $2. It was only, literally 6 weeks ago we were calling it under $2. Edward de Villiers in the house. Anyone know when the PC of C will actually make an announcement? If I knew what I'm not good with that. I got to tell you, I'm a social media noob, so abbreviations aren't really strong for me. Can you tell me what the PCFC is, and I might be able to help you? Sorry, that's probably something really obvious. Sorry about that. But if you'd like to put it back in, Mr. de Villiers, People back of China. Oh, is this the decision on the exchanges? Oh, the People's Bank of China. Gotcha. Is this the decision on the exchanges, Edward? In terms of potentially shutting them down, is that what you're speaking about? Or are you speaking about ICOs? Because there's been 2 bits of information in the last week out of China. So either way, I haven't heard any extra. Yeah. Look, I'll give you a quick opinion. My opinion on China is that they did it in 2013, 2014, right? They banned the exchanges. Then they changed their mind. They have all the infrastructure for Bitcoin. They're the biggest mining country in the world. I don't think they're going to mess around with it too much. It's too much money coming into their economy to say, oh yeah, let's shut it down. Doesn't make any sense. They might shut it down temporarily and regulate it, because the Chinese government does like to have control of everything that in terms of finances and what their citizens pretty much do. So yeah, there's definitely that potential, but I don't think it'll be long term. Oh yeah, and please, Edward, make your own decisions, and everyone listening to this, because this is just my read on it. It's happened before. History has a tendency of repeating itself. Chinese government have historically, not the Chinese government, Chinese media outlets have irresponsibly reported information in the past, potentially, or I don't want to say potentially, reportedly, deliberately, to drive down share prices in the actual the Chinese share market, so that they can buy it cheaper, and then they come out that afternoon or a couple of days later and say, oops, nope, that was wrong. So just be a bit wary. Of course they can shut down. They're already regulating ICOs. ICOs have gone on hold all over the place because of Chinese investment not being able to get in at that level for the moment. Not at one stage have they ever said it's going to be completely banned. And in fact, the article that caused all this scare, one article that caused all this scare about Bitcoin being Bitcoin exchanges or cryptocurrency exchanges being regulated in China and it potentially being shut down while that happens. It was one article. It's a lot of fear over one article, one suggestion that they're looking into it. So, yeah, I think we'll have clarity this week is what Crypto K has said. The Chinese government do tend to move quickly. Well, some clarity. Good point, Crypto K. Really good point, It's difficult. It's difficult to know how China are going to play it out. But for me, they've spent, if you look at the money that has been spent on Bitcoin mining farms, the infrastructure for cryptocurrency, if they try and regulate it, that's a good thing. It actually promotes wider acceptance. I wouldn't particularly love it being regulated if I was Chinese. But you know what? As an investor in this market, if the Chinese want to regulate it, and that's their way of decentralization, they're going to do their own thing. That's fine. The rest of the world is still going to get notice that, it's legitimate currency, it's working, it's all regulated, it's fine in China. And the rest of the world's going to go, wow, okay, sweet. Even a pretty strict and conservative at time Chinese government with respects to freedom and decentralization have jumped on board with cryptocurrency. Just going to see what Edward said here. I'll bring up the chat. Won't be a second, Eddie. Eddie, sorry, I just took a liberty and called you a nickname. Feel free to call me whatever you like. Hopefully it's just a filtering of exchanges, just still operating ICOs. I'm hanging tight to my 4 cents US dollars that cost $200 US. What'd you take a bit of a hit, mate? Eddie, honestly, man, we were talking about Binance yesterday, which is one of the major Chinese exchanges. And Binance have come out and said, look, 15% of our market is Chinese. Even if China shuts, we're not worried. We'll trade to everyone else. And we're a Chinese exchange. We'll just relocate and trade to everyone else if China want to do that. And they make up 15% of our clientele. So, for me, don't knee-jerk react. Even if China pulled out as a whole and said we can never do crypto, we're never touching blockchain. For starters, that's stupid. And second of all, the rest of the world's, in my opinion, still going to adopt this magnificent technology. As a currency, I can't be sure, but some of the projects, as you know, aren't operating specifically as currencies or only as currencies. You can't tell me that there's not a need for medical blockchain for what Dave Copesell and his team at Encryption are working on. You can't argue that with me. I worked in the medical industry for a long time. I know the needs for it. I've seen what happens. So, yeah, for me, even if the currency side of things crashes and people all of a sudden decide fiats that are manipulatable by governments, kick the fractional movement of the money up to the top fraction of a % of people. If people decide that's where they want to keep their money, that's fine. And I have to keep some there because we don't have it available in Australian dollars on a crypto card yet. So I'll use my crypto credit card for when I'm travelling because it's still cheaper than changing Australian dollars into Sri Lankan rupees or pesos if I go over to Chile, or depends on where I'm going. So I'd rather just use the credit card, especially US dollars, because there's 0 transaction percentages on that when using the crypto credit cards. So anywhere I travel that has a US dollar acceptance, I can essentially spend it for free. Let's just catch up with the chat. Sorry guys, I went on a bit of a rant. Crypto K said, I read about Russia subsidizing mining BTC. Not sure if that's true, but if so, can't believe China would jump off. I actually heard they're getting heavily into crypto. Crypto K, Russia, that is obviously Putin had his meeting with Vitalik, so he's interested. I've heard that they're even using hydroelectricity to power the mining farms. in Russia. I haven't confirmed that. That's just some anecdotal evidence I've heard from people because obviously I talk... oh, Dallas. Yeah, cool. Obviously I talk crypto all day. So Dane Muzz. Let's have a look what Dane has to say. I think you're new, Dane. I'm not sure we've spoken before, so welcome to the chat. Yeah, so just wrapping up on Russia, yes, I think they are going to get heavy into crypto. Vladimir, he met with Vitalik. Why would he do that if not interested in digitalising at least part of Russia's economy? Yeah, cool. We got people from all over. A lot of people from the States. Hey, listen, to the people from the States, we're going to do a bit of a crypto charity drive, take 2. And for the people who have been affected by Irma, is it? That ripped through the Caribbean? Not good. I hear it's still likely to gain strength on the way to Florida too. So batten down the hatches. We know what that's like in Australia. Please be safe. Please look after your neighbours, especially those who are elderly or disabled, or I don't know what the correct political term is. The point is I'm just saying look out for each other. All the best. Get through it. It's nothing we can stop. Not Mother Nature. So you just got to batten down the hatches. Okay, I'm going back to Dane. Dane says, yeah, brothers, I got Coinbank card the other day. You can withdraw cash from ATM at $5 US dollar. Withdrawal is from Brisbane. How is ya? Yeah, cool. From Brisbane. I heard about a company, Digital X, bringing Bitcoin ATMs into Australia. Hopefully cryptocurrency ATMs, because that's my preferred currency right there. And you probably understand why when I started buying it at $1.50, and now work for it. Work on the team there. So yeah, I hope we get some PIVX stuff. Hey Jordy. Hey Jordy, are you free around today, man? I'll give you a call. I wanted to give you and Joe a call about a few things we're working on. Time. But that comp I was supposed to be in today got cancelled, so just came in for crypto chat for an hour. There are no stupid questions here, Crypto K, so let's see what you've got to say. It's only stupid not to ask the question, mate. That's the rules around here. Anyone wants to bag you out for not knowing? Well, that's just stupid, because even by knowing about cryptocurrency, you're still in at least the top first 1% in the world into this stuff, man. So, no stupid questions. Let's see. Stupid question. BTC ATMs, who is using those and why? Well, I'll tell you why I would use them. Crypto K, and it's not a stupid question at all. For me, I travel quite regularly with my surfing and also with my work. Sri Lanka is a key destination for me, and when I go to Sri Lanka, I can either use my normal card and take out at an ATM where I'm charged a currency conversion fee and a charge for converting Australian dollars into the Sri Lankan rupee. Now, that wouldn't seem that dissimilar on, say, a crypto credit card, apart from the spread. The spread on a normal credit card that your bank is actually giving you is much, much, much bigger. It's about 3% if you're converting into Sri Lankan rupees for me. Using a crypto credit card, it's going to be bigger than that, especially if I take Australian physical dollars and do the work for them and take it over and change it for them. I do all the work and then they charge me even more. It's a 10% exchange at the counter, a 10% spread. So that's when I would be using a Bitcoin ATM. If they were available in other countries, I could essentially just go up to the Bitcoin ATM and take out whatever currency I liked. No transaction fees. So that's when I would use a Bitcoin ATM. And you know what else, Crypto K? I'd use it to deposit, mate. I would use it to deposit if they had better transaction fees than 4%, which is currently what we pay on Coinbase from Australia to get in. There are a couple of other services that are a bit cheaper, but how cool would that be, man? If you could just, you can do it on Bitcoin ATMs. You go and make a $20 deposit and it's straight into your BTC account or your altcoin account. Maybe that's something for the future. But I have heard that Digital X are looking at bringing in, they're going to be sort of leading the Australian market and bringing in Bitcoin ATMs. So we'll see what happens in that space. It's interesting. Australian government's definitely making moves to make it all regulated here. Good. Yeah, again, good luck to you, Turnbull and friends. Concentrate on what you're good at, like building national broadband networks that don't really work. Rant on the Australian government. I'm getting in dangerous waters here. All right, we're going to keep going. BTA, gotcha. BT. By the way, ATMs charge a lot for the service of the convenience. I think it's as high as 15%. Thanks, Eddie. Eddie de Villiers in with another good comment. Another newcomer who's really contributing to the conversation. Yeah, so 15%. I'll tell him to go jump in the creek. That's ridiculous. This decentralisation is supposed to be about taking out those sort of fees. And I know the cost of running ATMs. We used to do it. We manufactured a stack of ATMs for our business. We did, so I know the cost of them. I know the cost of running them. 15% is unreasonable. Sorry to whoever's running those ATMs. That's just clearly taking advantage of the fad. Do it right. Do it blockchain. Don't take that much. You can charge for your service. My goodness, you've got to buy the machine and you've got to pay the rent to where it's going into, but 15% is ridiculous. That's not going to encourage mass adoption. That's counterproductive in my opinion. Again, another fishy rant. I'm on fire today. I need my surf. That's what it is. I was expecting to be competing this morning and the comp got called off. So anyway, keep going. See what's in the chat. You guys have got some really interesting stuff to say. Yeah, cool. Crypto K was thinking domestic. Yeah, Coinbase charges you about 4%, man. If you see the fees they're charging you to get into Bitcoin, it's 4%. So you want to put $1,000 in, it's going to cost you $1,040. They'll take $40 for the transaction. I tell you what though, it's still a pretty good option compared to some other forms of money transfer, even at 4%, and even at. I'll give you an example. Like I pay $10 plus about a 10% spread when I send money to Sri Lanka through one of the cheapest avenues I can find outside of cryptocurrency, like Western Union. It's not actually Western Union, but it's a similar company. That's a lot of money to punch a few numbers into a computer. They're not actually physically moving the money. If they're physically moving the money, I wouldn't mind paying for the service when a computer does it for them. Let's be serious. I mean, expat money. Sri Lanka's in trouble. It's in debt. That's not a secret. It's a developing country that's getting bought out by pretty much every other country to pay off their debt. It's not good. And they have people who are able to leave that. It is getting stronger, but still an economic mess. And able to find jobs in Europe and Australia and Canada. And then they go on and what's considered by a world standard decent money, like good money. And they want to send 10% of that home to their family. And there's a guy in the middle going, well, give me my cut as well. Why? To punch a few numbers into a computer? No thanks, mate. We'll do it ourselves. And if you guys haven't figured it out, that's what cryptocurrency is about. For me, I'm strongly behind it because I don't believe that. I've got a friend who works in Australia. She's from Sri Lanka. She was born into war. She worked her butt off, studied herself to achieve in a country that's not really fair to women. It's getting better again, but it hasn't been fair to women. And she's working for one of the biggest countries in Australia. And now she wants to send some money back to her family and there's someone sitting there taking 10% of her hard work. I'm not okay with that. Never will be. Not when it's computers. When it was gold that had to be transported, like historically, when banknotes actually was a representation of gold, and so for big transfers that gold would eventually have to be moved from bank to bank. Of course you can charge for that physical service, but we're past that. We're past that stage now. Rothschild famously said, banking is nothing more than moving money from where it is to where it needs to be. Now they used to have a reason to charge for that service because it was a physical movement of that money. Now it's a digital movement of that money. 3% of fiat currency exists in physical, tangible notes and coins. The rest of it is ones and zeros on a less secure system than blockchain. And the sooner the rest of the world wakes up to that, the better. I'm just going rant crazy today. I'm so sorry about that. All right, let's catch up with the chat and see what everyone else is saying, because we haven't really looked at many coins. We've just been listening to me rant. Not good. Hey, I got some friends coming over. Maybe I'll try and do a take 2 this afternoon. Eddie's back on with some comments. Let's see what he has to say. Eddie. Consider a convenience fee of exchanging your cash for, by the way, when your government raids your account like Cyprus. Bro, I know you're only new to the group. I have ranted about Cyprus before. I have ranted about, yoink, picking the pockets of the Cyprian savers. We couldn't manage our budget. Let's take the money from the people who could manage their own personal budgets. Venezuela, India removing the currency back in 2015 to stop terrorism. It still affected a lot of innocent people. So it was a good overall net effect, but shit, it affected a very cash-heavy economy. So there millions and millions of examples of this, and governments, manipulating currencies. Look, when I was in day trading, I heard there's a lot of rumours that the Swiss manipulate their own currency. Pretty good at it too. But yeah, when you look at all those factors, blockchain's a much better option. It's less manipulatable. When we have a target of 2.3% inflation or whatever it is, we hit it. And I'm getting very bad connection, so I'm sorry if I'm lagging. I'll continue for a little bit longer, and then I will wrap this up, because if I haven't got a bad connection, it's just going to annoy you all. See how we go. Sometimes it comes back on in a couple of minutes. GDAX. GDAX has no cost. Yeah, cool, Crypto K. Good tip there. So apparently, yeah, GDAX has no cost. That's interesting. Pretty cool. I found Binance had 0.1%, and obviously like Bittrex and they have 0.25%. I don't find that excessive anyway. That seems reasonably fair to me. Like, I'm fine with that for the service that they're providing. So let's have a look. Right, okay, here's Eddie. I'm still new to this, but grasping and quick. Russia is in the process selling their state-owned oil company to the Chinese. Wish it was in Bitcoin. Bitcoin millionaires need to start spending. Well, that's what it's about, for me, it's not just about hodling your coins, right? It's about using them. It's about showing that it's usable currency. And that's what we're pretty heavily focused on at PIVX. So let me just grab something for you. I do numismatics. For those of you who don't know what that, and in a really, really roundabout way, this is actually what led me to Bitcoin. In a really roundabout way. But I was in numismatics, which is physical coins, gold, silver, and all different currencies from all different countries. Let me just grab a bag of them. Okay, so this is a 10 kilo bag of mixed currency. Over 200 different countries that I've found so far, some that don't even exist anymore. I've found currencies up to 2,000 years old. And possibly older. I'll show you one. If anyone's a coin expert, please tell me what it is, because it's old, but I don't read Persian or whatever script it was they were using back in those days. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, very bad connection again. It's a bit annoying. It's going to be lagging. But anyway, I'm going to hold this up. If anyone can tell me what that is. I don't even know if I'm holding it the right way. That's the other side. I'd be interested to know. Don't know. Looks like an old, perhaps Egyptian coin to me. I've sort of started looking into it. Yeah, so that's something that I'm into, and we're actually making those coins available. Oh, this connection, I think everyone's just arrived at the house and they've all just piled on the internet. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to be making these coins available, which I sell online. Oh, you see me here and see me good in Texas. Thanks, Eddie. All right, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, so I sell these online, have for over a year now, probably 18 months. And we're going to be making them available in PIVX. So obviously we can spend PIVX, prove it as a real currency. And we'll also looking at a coffee van that a mate of mine has just bought. We're going to be making PIVX coffee available, so you can go and just take your phone down and bang, buy a cup of coffee with your PIVX. And we're also looking at a vintage clothing store as well, which is online as well. So anyone who's got PIVX and had a good run up and wants to spend some of their profits can actually do it on some pretty cool things. Well, if you're into coin collecting, if you're into vintage clothes, or if you're into a cup of coffee down at D-Bar, yeah, you're going to be able to do that same with PIVX, which is pretty cool. That's getting it, that's getting it out there. That's getting it verified, if you like, or as a usable currency. Yeah, Eddie's watching a documentary called The Rise and the Rise of Bitcoin, so he's recommending that for anyone interested. Yeah, so please guys, chat amongst yourselves, get to know each other as you're doing there. That's great to see. Eddie, we've got a little investment group too, bro. You're welcome to join us over there. Ride the crypto wave. We just discuss crypto coins and do our research together, so we don't have to do so much work alone. Yeah, cool. 2017 US quarter. It's not that bad idea. I picked up a 2017 $2 coin the other day, right? And just got it in my change at the shop. And it's like a limited edition one. And I thought, oh, well, it's 2017. There'll probably be heaps of them released. But I haven't seen another one since. So, whenever you get a coin like that in your own change, at home, for anyone watching in Australia, we've got a couple in circulation. The year 2000, they used the 10-cent piece accidentally. On the queen head side of the coin with the kangaroos on it, the $1 coin with the kangaroos. So if you flip it over and the queen's head side has like a thicker rim or a double rim, you sell that for about $500, maybe up to $2,000 depending on the condition. Not bad for $1 that you can get in your change. So yeah, numismatics is an interesting industry. There's a lot of rabbit ears going around from 2016 and 2017. I find them in my change, like, not all the time, but I found 4 of them, and you sell them for $15 each. Not bad for the change I got from going and buying my croissant in the morning. So yeah, numismatics is an interesting game. The Wavy 20, it's 1966. It has a extra bit of metal on the 20-cent piece, so you get about $500 to $2,000 again for that. So that's an interesting game. Hey, Z-Man, what's up? Had nippers, cool. Yeah, man, my comp got cancelled. I was gutted. Gutted. So the surf's pretty good at Deebs, actually. I'm going to check out and go surf it. But the points are firing up here too. Snapper was looking really nice. But there's 1 million people. Snapper rocks, it's where the first round of the World Championships is held, the WSL. So I don't surf it much anymore. It's too crowded. Just go D-Bar. There's not many people out there today, so get some good ones. And no worries about being late, mate. I actually spoke to Z on the phone yesterday, so there you go. Made contact with one of the regulars. We had an interesting chat actually, so see what develops there. There are so many US quarters, same in front, but over 100 different backs. Yeah, exactly, Eddie. Man, if you know what to look for in those variations in the coin, and I always check my change, always. Because if you get like one-offs and things like that, they go for 50K more. Coins go for over $1 million if you get the right coin. I think it was the 1943 steel penny. I want to say the steel penny from the US. It's like $300,000 worth, if I'm getting the right year. But yeah, there's some interesting mint errors and things like that, and rare mint marks. And I found I can't remember the year, but it was a Perth mint penny in my grandfather's office when he passed away. And I thought, oh, you beauty. I had a look at it, and it was like valued. Nice condition, and it's valued at like $1,000 US or 500 or $1,000 US. I went, oh wow, cool. So I actually sent it away to Numismatics Guarantee Corporation in the States. They do the verification and the grading, and I got it back in my slab, and it came back as what was it? I can't remember the grade, but then it said polished, and I went, oh, pop. That's guys, #1 rule with coins: do not polish them. Do not try to clean them. You will devalue them by 90%. So please don't do that. Anyway, getting back onto actual crypto coins, because we did take a stray. The market is looking fairly healthy. I think that people have... Look, I think there's still a lot of indecision about China for sure, and which way they're going to go with it, but I think it's unfounded. If you look at history, history does have a tendency of repeating itself, and we have seen this happen before in China. They could regulate it, they could ban it, and quickly take that ban away a week later. The government moves quickly like that, and even if they were to completely ban it, I still maintain that 80% of the world has the right and the freedom to get involved with blockchain technology, Bitcoin, and all your altcoins, and therefore we've still got a long way to go in terms of the overall money coming into this space over the next 3 to 5 years. I'm going to check out. I'm going to go do some surfing, get some lunch, and enjoy my Sunday. So thank you all again for joining in for the crypto/surf/fishies rant / numismatics conversation. Went everywhere today. Sorry about that. We will have a look at Navcoin tomorrow. Classic. My BTC and Litecoin are pretty nice. Yeah, cool. I think that was a joke, Eddie. I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyway, yeah. So there's still some good buys around for sure. Take a look at them and make your own decisions. If there's any coins that you're really interested in, don't forget to drop them in the comments or the chat. Oh, yeah. I don't know. My screen's all frozen. Hey, Cold Chisholm. I'm just wrapping up, man. You're in a bit late today. Been on for an hour. We usually go 11 a.m. Cold Chisel. Great Australian band. I'll get my guitar and play some for you right now. Bit of Bow River. Love that song, Bow River. Awesome. Yeah, cheers, Eddie. Cheers, Eddie. We'll chat later, man. I'm on here every day, bro. Just drop around, like, same time. 11 a.m. Sydney time or Brisbane time, if you like. The eastern seaboard of Australia. That's where I am. So I'm on from 11 till midday every day. 11 a.m. till midday. And we do have our Discord group as well. We won't drop the link today because Zhao's partying, I think, with his mates. So I'm letting him have the weekend for sure. Yeah, no worries, Cold Chisel. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. I'll come in for a chat tomorrow. I haven't got heaps of time over the next few days because I am doing a few PIVX promo things, so it might be a shortened chat. But if you do have any 8 p.m. in Texas, cool, man. Well, it's a good time for you then. So, Dan. Cold Chisel, Dan. Is that the Dan I'm thinking of? I'm wondering if it is. Hey, Dan, if it is. Give me a call after if it is the Dan I'm thinking of. We'll have a chat about that thing we chatted the other day. Anyway, all that closed curtain stuff aside, I'll see you all tomorrow for oh, it's not the Dan. Okay. Well, nice to meet you anyway. Yeah, yep. Good night, Eddie. And nice to meet you, man. And good night to all of you. I'm going to check out now. And I'm going to go and have a surf and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I suggest you all do the same and have a relaxed weekend. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another crypto discussion and crypto chat. We'll take a look at Navcoin tomorrow. So anyone interested, please tune in. Take it easy. Fish out.